adventurers and friends, welcome to the MNmaxed Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue the Extinction Curse. A recap of Session 23. With a little bit of help from our new wolf buddy, we deal with the inadequately confined smoking lepers. Among the rest of the hermitage, we find only one room of interest. It's a suite with scrolls and a journal, and some gold. The journal says something about the Eran Tower. Sounds like a plot hook. After some deliberation, we decide to attempt to enter the main room. This time, the apparently sentient door decides to let us pass to cleanse the corruption. Inside is a priest, a retainer, and 2 giant lizards. There's also some crazy wind and water motes in the room. Combat initiates. Early on, Kestrel charges up to the priest and retainer and kicks the retainer into a moat. The retainer falls forever. Jeb and Turtle tank the lizards. A lot of acid flies around from the lizards and Jeb almost goes down. In typical fashion, Moonlight ends it with a book to the baddie's face.
Okay, and you said there's a bald man laying on the ground?
There's a man. Just
Dead?
kind of laying on the
just
ground.
Unconscious?
Well, you could go check him out.
Before you check him out.
I'll check him out.
Harlock.
He gets 16 HP.
All right.
And I end by slapping him awake.
So Savatri does some heals and then slaps him and oh, hello. Who are you?
I'm the one that just saved your ass. What's your name?
I thank you. My name is Harlock.
Oh, you're the guy that the dumbass mayor was trying to talk
Mayor
to.
Abba's friend.
God, he's an idiot. How do you put up with him?
He is lovably bureaucratic, but also, yes, he is.
Would we say lovably?
I mean, I would, after 25 years.
So, just to be upfront, we've got to get this, the elephant in the room, as it were. Are you demonically possessed?
No.
Are you sure? Let me check.
And I reach in and I kind of open up his eyes and look really, really hard into his eyes to see if I see that red glow that we saw from some of the other retainers.
Nope, yeah, you look all right to me.
Oh, yeah, well, I appreciate your thoroughness. Who are you?
Who are we?
We are the Circus of Wayward Wonders.
The circus performers. How did you get into the sanctum?
We became murderers.
Well, we just knocked.
Sorry.
We both knocked and murder is a strong word. Surely we wouldn't have killed anyone if they didn't try to kill us first.
I think he means the sanctum itself, in which the door spoke to us and opened.
So,
Yes. It's a talking door, no?
Swirled and open. I mean, that's after it told us to cleanse the rest of the hermitage first.
It quite liked Savatri blowing it.
Oh,
That was a totally different door.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting my doors confused.
well, I find it odd. No, the door does not talk.
I mean, maybe not to you.
You're wrong.
Well, I put my trust in the wind and waves, and here you are.
Are you saying Gozra spoke to us?
He shrugs.
We are blessed.
So it would seem. Are you telling me, in addition to being spoken to directly by the wind and the waves, that you've killed all of the corrupted hermits within the hermitage?
Correct.
Sorry about that. I'm sure they were your friends.
It's unfortunate what happened.
We have killed everything living and undead in this place.
It's all gone.
Oh, so you took care of the ghoul infestation as well.
Yeah, with the help of some of your hermits, actually.
It is regretful that they needed to die, but it seemed as though that they did, and I appreciate that you did that deed for the hermitage and for Gazra.
We really need to rest. I think it's safe here now.
I understand the need for rest. I feel that need myself. I would imagine if you've actually killed everybody, that it is safe as it's going to be.
Well, there sure were lots of bedrooms, but more importantly, lots of food. Servantry, to the kitchen!
That's super sexist, dick.
I meant that more as like a team.
Yeah,
together we're going to go to the kitchen and feast.
I go to the kitchen, it's cool. I'll make you a sandwich.
I'll make you a sandwich. I will be beholden to no stereotypes.
So as you all are walking to the kitchen, Harlock looks down at Turtle and he goes, "Very beautiful creature you have here. What's your name?"
He's talking to Jabber the turtle. Turtle speaks and says, "I am Turtle."
Talking to you, Jeb.
I'm Jeb, and that's Turtle.
Well, hello, Turtle. And he reaches down and kind of, gives a scratch finger under the chin. She likes it.
Are you speaking for my fucking cat?
I think so.
Fine, she enjoys it.
Then, and you guys get to the kitchen. He goes, "I must say you are very thorough." Because as you go through the different locations where bodies have been dragged through the halls, and you did press the digitation and everything.
We cleaned most of it up, and we piled all the built bodies in the one room.
That's right, in the library specifically. I suppose the kitchen might be a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, I don't think we ever bothered to clean up the kitchen.
No, so you guys get into the kitchen. He goes, "Oh, well, the kitchen seems to have taken quite the beating. Horba, is she dead?"
She's dead.
So,
Sorry.
Very literally, everybody died.
Yes. We have been over every inch of this place, and you're the only one still alive other than us.
Oh, well.
And that's all because they attacked us.
And he sits down at one of the tables in the kitchen when you get there, and he sighs heavily. Oh, this has been a difficult time. It all started when that spiteful, angry woman came to the hermitage.
What was her name?
Rat Lady?
Rat Lady? No, her name was Beleni.
Oh. So wait, was Rat Lady just like super meaningless and just a level 1?
I think Rat Lady was probably one of the hermits.
Oh, okay.
Because she was wearing the gray robes too, right?
Yeah, she was. If you're with the Circus of Wayward Wonders, as you all said, in perfect unison, then you must be from the circus outside of Abberton. How have the shows been?
Oh, other than one of your druids trying to kill us, it wasn't too bad.
Sorry?
Yeah, some chick named Nemia.
Oh, Nemia.
She said we and the people of Abberton were a blight on the land, and
that's...
killed the ringmaster.
She killed your ringmaster.
She used the snakes to kill the ringmaster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Myron.
Myron.
I like Merlin.
So back to your spiteful bitch lady.
Oh.
Who is that? Where did she go? We don't remember seeing her.
Harlock sighs wearily. I suppose I should start at the beginning. The Hermitage of Blessed Lightning was established here to protect and learn from the Eran Tower, an ancient landmark a few miles inland. You might have spotted it on your journey here. We hermits know very little about it, as it was created by Erodin thousands of years ago. At its summit is what we call the Aeon Orb, so named because its orbits the summit of the tower the way an Aeon stone orbits the head of its owner. But that Aeon stone gives the land life. It's something that the hermits, leaders of the hermitage, have protected as secrets, passed down generation to generation, that the Aeon Stone does in fact provide bountiful harvests on the Isle of Eran, milder seasons. I believe the Aeon Stone is failing, but others in the hermitage begin to believe that Abaton and its inhabitants, civilization itself, was the cause of the decline. And Beleni was able to convince many of the hermits that that was in fact the reason for the decline. I do believe that the Aeon Orb's power has begun to fail. The Isle of Eran is dying.
Must not have been a very good island if it needed some magic stone to keep its life going. What was this place before it?
Have you never heard of how the Starstone Isles came to be?
No, I suppose I have. I guess they were drawn up from underneath the ocean, weren't they? The sea.
Truth. Yes, Eridan raised the Isles along with the Starstone.
Sounds like we should take our circus somewhere else.
No, this is the isle where Caden Kalian came from. It is home.
It is said that Eridan raised the entirety of the Starstone Isles from the depths of the inner sea, and in order to establish some sort of settlement here, there needed to be growth, there needed to be life, and he provided the Aeon Orbs to the Starstone Isles to give them that life. And now, the Aeon Orb around the Isle of Eran is failing.
So, if we fix the Aeon Orb, then the Isle of Eran will be saved.
Theoretically, yes.
Do you have any idea how to do this?
I've tried to understand the Aeon Orb and perhaps restore its power, but its nature eludes me. While I've made a few trips to the Eran Tower over the years, nothing there provides any clues. On my most recent visit, just a few weeks ago, some foul-smelling creatures hurled spears at me before I could get close. They are Zolgaths, I believe. Reptilian humanoids you might have heard called troglodytes. I spied on them from a distance. There are at least a dozen, and they are accompanied by large lizards and several demons. It was an unpleasant surprise, but I soon had my hands full dealing with the newcomer Beleni and the resentment she stoked among the hermits, and didn't have a chance to investigate further. It seems obvious in hindsight, but the sudden rise in demon worship here must be connected to the demons accompanying the Zolgaths in the Eran Tower. I overheard a few of the most debased priests say they'd planned to visit the Eran Tower and speak to someone named Kavnakash. I believe Kavnakash is the leader of the Zolgaths, and he must have some power over demons. You seem unnaturally well equipped for this sort of thing. Will you cleanse the Eran Tower of the demons and Zolgath infesting it so that we can perhaps work together to restore life to this land?
Isn't there somebody better for this? We're a fucking circus.
Like
Come
anybody?
on. Is there not like a Adventurers Guild or something? Pathfinder's Guild.
Well, it's said that the best people for the job are the ones that demonstrate the most proficiency. I believe that your group, given what I understand, meets that criteria handily.
Well, I think you're fucking wrong, but whatever. And I go back to cooking.
I, for one, am ready to take on the mantle
of hero to the people. Just like Caden Kalian.
Well, it's good to have a Cadenite.
I mean, I'm just gonna go wherever.
And you have my axe.
How about your tiger, though?
Yeah, she comes wherever I go, so.
Fantastic.
And I just go wherever Kestrel
You
goes,
have
so we're
my
good.
fist, and my whip, and my axe.
In my books.
Meow. Meow.
Oh, man. So then we could say legitimately we've reached a point where you guys have done all the RP while all the cooking is happening and the things are in the oven, and Harlock stands up and he just says, would you please follow me to the sanctum, all of you?
Sure.
He walks you back over to the main temple.
Got nothing better to do.
He goes and walks across the moats that are here.
By the way, where do these moats go?
Oh, it's sort of a strange, arcane, and primal conflux. I don't really understand where they go, but we do know that if anybody falls into where the wind is, they don't really come back.
We saw that.
Well, did you? Sorry, I was unconscious at the time. Over here. He walks over to the storm elemental statue that's just next to the dais. There's a staff that's leaning against it. And he walks over to Jebediah and he holds it out to you horizontally and he says, "This is for you, Jebediah."
Staffs for me?
Yes.
Thanks, old man. I mean, Harland Hamilton.
I trust that you will care for this as you care for your other animals.
The staff's an animal?
It's an animal staff.
Are you gonna make me become a fucking druid? Oh shit! The
What's it
staff's
do?
got magic fang.
Nice.
Nice.
I knew you were gonna like the staff.
Just by wielding it, I get a +2 to nature checks to identify animals. Alright, so what we need to do is somehow destroy this staff and use it as a handle for my axe, so I'm always wielding it. We'll worry about that later.
Thanks, that makes Moonlight feel real good.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you'll
Just cut off their arm for your for your axe.
If you had a crafter, we might be able to, copy some of those magical properties into that magical darkwood. Alas. Harlock, as he hands over the animal staff to Jebediah, he points to the top at the head of the staff where there seems to be this small brass pin in the shape of a monkey climbing a tree.
A brass monkey?
That brass monkey pin climbing the tree at the top, Harlock points to it and he says, this here is a monkey pin. It's a talisman. Use it and it will help you in climbing if you ever find yourself in need.
So it's in the staff?
It's affixed to it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, it's on the staff, but you need to affix it to armor
Oh.
in order for it
I
to
see
work.
that, yeah.
So,
Did you say it was a talisman?
yeah, it's in the party sheet right now.
So that's a one-use item then.
It is. I will say, I thank you for all that you've done for me here at the Hermitage. I understand that it's very, and he looks around, empty here now, but at least it's clean.
Hey,
That's
Jeb.
good.
Maybe he could tell you what those scrolls say.
Ah, what a genius. Tree, you good.
Tree, you get a hero
Yes.
point.
Hemlock Hamilton.
God damn it.
If he can read these last two scrolls, because I just don't understand this dialect of Druidic.
I suppose this would be a thing that you would find as you were clearing things out. This is a scroll of personal rain cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right. This one here is the Sea Surge spell. That one is quite interesting. And then this one is the Sudden Bolt
Hell yeah.
spell. Haven't been waiting for that one the whole time, right?
Yeah,
Sudden
it's
Bolt's
a 40-12
fucking awesome.
lightning bolt.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, it's fucking bitchin'. Sudden Bolt is a great spell.
Jebediah is now actually a caster.
Yep. I swing one axe and then fucking throw my axe in the air and lightning. I am Thor!
I am Thor.
The Dwarven Thrower. Oh, man.
Caesar
Okay.
doesn't look terrible either.
No, Caesar isn't bad either, to be honest. I believe that I need to take some time to recover from my ordeals.
So is he just captive down here?
I was tortured for information that I may have in regards to the Eran Tower.
Oh.
I believe that whoever has influence there is trying to get information about the Aeon Orb, but I don't know exactly what they're looking for. This Kavnakash character seems dangerous. Harlock is very familiar with the Eran Tower, so he's going to be able to do a lot of things for you in that regard, like draw you rough maps, tell you what to expect when you get there, that sort of thing. I have been to the Tower of Eran several times, but I have not been there since I spotted the Zolgaths. There are 2 floors to the tower, and at the base of the 2nd floor is the spiral staircase that leads to the very top of the Tower of Eran, and it's at the top is the level of which the Aeon Orb rotates and orbits the tower's plinth. If you need a place to rest, on the 1st floor, there is a hidden door just before the staircase that leads to the 2nd floor of the tower. It's hidden in the wall. Takes a trick to open it. I don't know how smart Zolgaths are, but this hidden treasure room could house you safely should you need to rest.
well, that seems as though it may be used for information indeed. Thank you, Harlock.
One last note. I will say the hallways throughout the entire tower are exceedingly clean and conveniently square. I think it's possible that there's a gelatinous cube that roams the hallways within the tower. I don't know if the Zolgaths have taken any sort of precautions or have been consumed or destroyed the cube. I've never seen it, but from top to bottom, side to side, those 10 by 10 hallways are immaculately clean. It's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Gelatinous cubes, there's things that if you sprinkle salt on them, they don't like it.
No, those are snails, Kestrel.
All right.
Then, can you tell us about gelatinous cubes?
Oh, well, I suppose I shouldn't assume that you're seasoned adventurers.
We're literally circus folk, so
Yeah,
Just want to remind you that. Like,
I don't know if that's been made clear.
I understand that. Do you know what an ooze is?
That's what comes out of you when
No,
knows.
I mean of Dungeness variety. The mindless blobs of organic matter, acidic in nature most
you mean like
times.
a green ooze and a yellow ooze and a black pudding ooze?
Ah, yes, black
I don't know
puddings.
anything about them.
Ah, okay, all right. Well, 2 things. They are mindless creatures. You cannot cast any sort of mental-based spells on them. They are completely ineffective. Also,
I'm out.
they are very easy to hit. However, they don't really have any weaknesses. Not directly.
Do they hurt you when you touch them? You said they're very acidic.
Oh, certain.
Well, I'm also out.
If they're gelatinous cubes, although again cannot prove this, it is entirely possible they would paralyze you upon touching them.
Savotri, Jeb, it's all you.
What do you think I'm gonna do
Sounds
to
like I
trip it?
To lightning bolt it several times.
Crossbow it, Savatri. Hit it with a crossbow.
Throw books at it, you silly tree.
One last question before we have dinner, and then I get too drunk to remember to ask you questions.
Yes.
Do you have any more loot or gold to give us?
Anything that you may have picked up on your way through the hermitage is yours to keep.
I reach into my bag and I pull out one of the little glowing orbs that we took from all the rooms.
How much do you think these are worth, and how many of them are there in this place?
Oh, well, those do light the hermitage. Suppose you could leave me in the dark. I wouldn't mind. It's not like I have hermits to look after any longer.
Yes, I sense that you might be being a little bit facetious, and I don't give a fuck.
Ah, I see. Well, you are refreshingly blunt, Kestrel. Take as many as you would like, but I don't understand what the outside world would do with these.
Perpetual magic flame that is not hot. Whatever would people who live in a time without electricity want with one of these?
I suggest you remove them from the hermitage and find out.
Are you saying they don't work when removed from the hermitage?
Yes.
Fuck off, Harlock!
It's good to know that you weren't the first one to think about that.
I may be an idiot, but I'm not an idiot.
Alright.
I can plainly see.
But we are prepared to be heroes and save the Isle of Eran and the world, perhaps.
Harlock kind of cocks an eyebrow and glances across the
Moonlight also
table.
cocks an eyebrow. I'm not. I don't know. What do you?
cocks a knot.
That sounds very sexual.
Yeah, it does.
Like, how far is it to Aberton versus to the towers?
Either way, it's only what we said. It was 6 hours to get from the Hermitage to,
Yeah, I think.
or
it was
from
I think it
Aberton
was
to the
6.
Hermitage. It takes 12 hours to get from the Hermitage to the tower. It also takes the same 12 hours to get from Aberton to the tower. So either way, you're looking at a 12-hour travel from wherever you leave from.
So the question is, do we want to spend 6 hours, basically a day, going to Aberton, selling stuff, hoping maybe they have a blacksmith that could change over these runes?
Can we just jab one of the runes into like your wrist? Like just right in your palm? Like, who needs hand wraps?
Stab it right in. Right into the forearm.
I would say we should head back if for no other reason than to just let everybody know that we're alive and what we're going to do.
Check in. We've been gone for a couple days already.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll go back to camp. Circus camp.
Yep.
Oh wait, who did we send home? Who did we?
The mayor.
Alright, I'll go
Oh, yeah.
hit up
you
the
gotta talk
mayor,
to
make sure he made it back safely.
Yeah, the mayor definitely made it back safely. He was ahead. He went ahead of you on it, so he would have gotten back a day ago. And if you go and knock on his door, he'll open up the door and
Knock on my
I
door.
definitely go with you, Jeb.
Alright.
oh, glad to see that you're all safe. Did you find Harlock?
Yes,
We
we did,
did,
and I'm
we-
afraid that he was dead.
What?
Bluff check?
Harlock's. Yeah, are you doing that? Lie to me?
Yes, I am.
All right, cool.
I sure am. Deception.
Wasn't expecting.
Why do we want Harlock?
I'm just going to fuck with him a little bit. I only
I
get a
just wanted to say
Just wanted to try to roll another nat 20.
The mayor looks from Kestrel to Jebediah, and then
I kind of give Kestrel the shoulder and be like, ha ha. And then we found him. I mean, he's good.
Yeah, he's alive. It's fine.
oh, he is alive. Oh, thank goodness. Oh,
You fucking jackass.
that was
It's a real
joke.
mean joke, but
You actually scared me. That was not nice, but I'm glad to see that you're all alive.
So are we.
Well, good. Thank you. I have to ask, what's your plan? Are you planning on staying in Aberton?
You want us to leave, don't you?
Don't you don't
No,
cry.
no, I
You're
mean,
tired of us.
he tucks his collar a little bit. No. You guys are, you're all wonderful to deal with on a regular basis.
Don't
talk to,
worry,
and-
Abba. We're going to be leaving. We don't want to be here any more than you wanted to be here.
We've taken enough of your town's money.
Yeah, you don't have anything left to
Well,
give.
I mean, but
We're
we
going
haven't taken
broke.
any of his money.
Yes, you don't happen to have a
Oh.
hand wrap of mighty fists, do you?
No, but I do have something that I want to give you.
So,
And he
some gold he promised us.
It goes
when we
back.
Saved his life.
Yep, he goes back and into the house. He doesn't let you in. He's
Does
gonna.
that stop us though?
I don't know. Are you gonna? He's just like he would just like close the front door or let it close. If you follow him in, he looks back. You go. I'll be right back. And he goes upstairs and he
Does he
comes
have any
back down.
benches in his front that I
does
can
he
sit
have a
down
foyer?
on?
He's got a couple of sets of wicker chairs that are
I mean,
there.
he's the mayor. I assume this is like a mayoral mansion kind of thing
I mean,
compared to like the rest of the town.
I mean, sort of. It's the difference between a 4-bedroom house in a town filled with 2-bedroom houses.
So it's double the awesomeness of a normal.
He definitely has a foyer. He has a place that there's a kind of a coffee table surrounded by a couch and a couple of chairs. It's obviously meeting place, perhaps a place of for mediation and that sort of thing. But he would come back down and he would have with him a pouch where inside is 40 gold.
It's mighty
When he,
nice
co-
of him.
when he comes back, Moonlight's just gonna be like, "This is a nice place. Is this your house or is it whoever's mayor?"
It's actually my ancestral home. I mean, I guess if somebody else were elected mayor, they would just have to make their own house work. This is my house.
That's what I was asking. So
No, if somebody else were elected mayor, this is still my house.
wasn't sure if it was like a governor's mansion or something like that. It's just
Nah.
whoever's mayor gets to live there
I mean, it is the mayor house because
because it's always been
Aber's-
that family.
Exactly, yeah. Basically. They've never had to consider anything else.
So very sketchy. When is the next election?
Another 3 years from now.
Perception check. Sense motive.
It's next week. No, I honestly have no idea.
Doesn't really matter.
I have no clue. I can't imagine you guys are going to get into politics.
We're gonna
in
stick
Extinction
around.
Curse. Yeah, right.
Moonlight's retiring from the adventuring game and become mayor of this little shithole.
It wouldn't be hard.
And with Moonlight's abilities, it would not be hard.
Yeah, we've seen Mayor Aber's capabilities. It could not be hard.
So I think we need to go back to the circus then.
Yeah.
Oh, before we leave the mayor, I'll be like, you better thank Sarah for sending us to you.
Sarah did that.
Yes.
I'll be sure of it. Thank you for all
We'd
you've done.
Kind of forgotten that you were an idiot and went there anyways, so.
Yeah, I did.
Let this be a
Sorry.
lesson to you that next time you're thinking of risking your life, listen to what the circus performers tell you to do. I'm just kidding. Don't listen to your other circus performers. We're a bunch of lunatics.
His eyebrows furrow several times in several different angles throughout your entire.
But as we leave,
explanation there.
Moonlight looks back at him and just kind of glares at him a little bit and goes, "But if we tell you to do something, you should probably do it."
He sinks into his shoulders a little bit. He doesn't even need you to go scary voice Moonlight to realize the implications of that. He's seen it before. And he timidly gives you the finger wave, the timid finger wave as you walk away.
Savatra snaps her whip at him and walks away.
He stumbles inside and slams the door. I just imagine you all walking away from the door, just laughing to each other.
He's never gonna go to a circus performance again. Not just ours, but any circus performance.
You guys love torturing that guy, and it's
He's
been
an
fun.
idiot.
He deserves it.
What did he do?
He's an idiot.
Like,
He came to circus performers to save his town.
all right, that's why he's an idiot. Okay.
Yeah, that was his first mistake. And
I mean, the fact that we saved his town is not the point.
yes. And then he went to the fucking hermitage when it was obviously a trap.
And we told him over and over again not to.
So then you guys head back to circus camp. Okay. As you guys cross over into the circus camp, a couple of things happen. I'm assuming you have the wolf with you.
Oh, do we?
Oh, there's a wolf. I forgot.
I'm assuming you have the slurk with you.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got the slurk. Moonlight's on it.
Correct. The wolf, I guess, if the wolf decided to follow us.
The wolf actually kind of follows after Turtle more than Jebediah directly.
Is there a feat that allows you to have 2 animal companions?
It's just
I will tell you, the wolf is there for anyone who decides to pick up the animal trainer dedication or the animal trainer archetype, or anybody else who takes any feat that gives them an animal companion. The wolf is available, and he's better than a typical wolf, and he's going to be with the circus. As you guys enter onto the circus grounds, Ellie and Mr. Tickles are practicing one of their dance maneuvers outside
Somebody's
of her
dancing with my
trailer. Mr. Tickles.
oh yeah.
Or snake.
Obviously. Mr. Tickles kind of like puts his head up as part of the routine and then sees you and then looks right at you and starts like shaking Ellie around, and then Ellie whips around and sees Jebediah, and you see just relief wash over her face, and she runs to you with open arms. Jebediah!
Yeah. What up, girl?
Ellie was really worried about you while you were gone.
Yeah, but if she hugs Jebediah, his face is going to be firmly in her cleavage.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That nose is diving in. Another thing that happens, the professor will come up to Moonlight. Moonlight, look, you've brought so many new animal friends with you. Again, every time you leave, you all bring more back.
Jebediah is good at what he does.
Jebediah... And the professor looks over at Jebediah, whose head is firmly nestled in Ellie's cleavage. Oh, never mind. I'll talk to you later then.
I guess he's busy.
I very much am glad to see you all. We have maybe a concern, and we've all been talking while you were gone, just in case you didn't come back.
Whoa.
Well, we didn't know.
We did kind of warn them.
You told us we might not be back. It's glad to see that you're here. Thank you for coming back.
I'm glad we're here too.
I'll let you all get to your welcome backs and thank yous and hurrahs and drinks and whatnot. Are you staying for the day? You staying with the circus, right?
We'll be here overnight.
We've got one more adventure
But
we must see in this town.
We have to go check on something else where we will be gone a few more days.
You're gone again. Oh, I see.
Professor, it's very important. We have taken on a secondary job. That of a hero.
Oh, you're moonlighting as heroes.
Well, yes, Moonlight is a hero as well. We're all heroes.
Oh, well,
Moonlight rolls their eyes twice.
I think it's befitting. Your calls to action, your bravery. You're all very surprising people, and the Circus of Wayward Wonders is happy to have you. And as the professor's been talking, some of the performers are starting to gather around. The Dwarven Throwers, the Mordain and Hob are there even. And they're all standing around, and they all start clapping. The professor says, we have all talked and have decided as a group, unanimously, that if you were to return and you were willing to, we would like for you to officially, as a group, lead the Circus of Wayward Wonders.
I kind of already assumed that was happening.
I mean, we think that we can be bigger and move forward, and you all would do so well to lead us there.
Speaking of which, we have to go a ways away. I was wondering if there's any towns nearby there that we could bring the circus to?
The whole troop starts murmuring under their breath. It's time we should tell them. The professor looks back at you, Moonlight, and says, well, really, the circus here has grown a little too big for the Alberton britches.
Yes, and the people have already seen the show a few times, so they'll be less inclined to come.
The next best place, really, truly, is Escadon. But the Celestial Menagerie has set up shop in Escadon.
So, is this going to be another circus off, or are we just going to go kill them?
Jesus.
Some people gasp. If you look around, Ellie kind of starts wiggling her hips a little bit and then stops when she realizes that she's doing it. And the professor goes, no, please, we can't be known as the circus who kills its competition. Please.
Well,
we cannot do that.
If they were to attack us first.
Well, self-defense is self-defense.
Let's say 2 Celestial Menagerie people. And just for the sake of argument, let's say it was Jellicoe Bounce Bounce and Victor the Fire Eater. Let's say, hypothetically, they attacked us, and we brutally killed them.
There's gasps all around, and one of the dwarven thralls goes, I know I've seen that! It's over the river!
No, this is all hypothetical.
Sure, hypothetically.
I'll make that deception check all day.
Oh, damn.
But also, I think it's fair that Kestrel's making it, and he's terrible. So let's see here. They could believe Moonlight, but not believe Kestrel. I roll a 16. That's too good.
That's still a level 1 circus that you're deceptioning against. They love you. Oh, yeah, no, that must have been somebody else. Hypothetically, that sounds completely reasonable.
Right, that's what I thought. When it happened, when it hypothetically happened.
Right, yes. Hypothetically happened.
Moving on. So you're saying Escadar, then I kind of consult myself and it's 12 hours away, but we're already in the north, so it must be 12 hours south.
Southwest, yeah.
Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
And Escadar is farther than that?
Much farther south.
Much farther south.
Several days travel.
So, does it make sense to bring them with us?
To the tower.
Or at least to a town close to the tower? Or
towns close to the tower you're looking at maybe a cluster of farming houses that are maybe 2 or 3 farming houses that deal with acres of land. And then there's acres more before you find another one.
Not necessarily saying to put on a show, but just so that we don't have to keep going back and forth from here to there.
I would say that it's possible. If you're looking at the road to Escadar, there's definitely a place where the circus could stop and camp along the side of the road while you travel west to go to the tower. And then
something
return
like
when
that.
You're done. Okay. That's feasible. If you were to bring that up to the professor, the first thing he would say is, we would need some time to gather the circus and pack everything. That could take some time to get supplies. Do you need to leave immediately?
We are on a bit of a timetable. Perhaps we could head out and you guys could just meet us there.
Well, the professor will pull out a map that he has of the Isle of Eran. And he'll kind of point to the main thoroughfare, the main road that you would take to get from the Aberton farming community to get south to Escadar. And he'll mark out a spot and he'll go, we'll meet you here in 1 week's time. If we don't see you within that 1 week's time, is it safe to say that you may not return? Is it dangerous what you're doing?
Oh, of course. There are creatures and possibly demons and such, so...
Demons? Well, please, you're gonna have to tell me all about that, because that's gonna make a wonderful story for the sideshow.
Can I go into story time and just talk about what we just did and stuff?
Oh yeah, he's gonna want to know that anyways. Definitely.
Is it what time of day is it?
Let's see. It takes 6 hours to get back. I would say it's
6 hours selling.
It's maybe just before dinner time at this point.
All right. I'll be all right, everybody, let's gather around the fire. Get some food. Get some drink.
Everybody
Moonlight will tell him a story.
Everybody's just completely enthralled by it. Cubby, the awakened beagle, praises you all a lot, and he talks about how righteous you are in striking down the demons. We have a bunch of demon slayers who lead our troop.
This is true.
And the Dwarven Throwers will propose a toast. Ellie slides in closer to Jeb. Everybody has a good night, I would assume, unless you have something specific you want to do.
Kestrel wants to make a toast at one point.
Let's hear it.
To all of my friends, I just want to say that we are grateful for your support. And we all here love the Circus of Wayward Wonders. But I think I speak for myself, and for Savotri, and for Jeb, when I say we don't want anything to do with any managerial things. So please raise your glasses to the circus's new leader, Moonlight. And only Moonlight.
And everybody raises a glass and cheers and goes, Moonlight, Shadow Tuts! Moonlight, Shadow Tuts! Congratulations, Moonlight. You're now the circus leader.
Proud
I
owner.
don't have any responsibility.
Proud owner of a circus. I mean, and honestly, Moonlight would be a little conflicted about it. It's like, oh, that's actually kind of cool, but also like, fuck, what did I just get myself into?
I just picture Moonlight like kind of half smiling and then
Like, yeah,
giving,
that's like a.
and then giving Kestrel like quick glance, evil eyes. Like, what the fuck did you just do?
But like the other rest of us, we don't. We're tired of the professor asking us questions, right?
I guess you just solidified it then. Professor goes to Moonlight now.
There we go.
Anything else that anybody wants to do before the night's done? It doesn't sound like you're leaving tonight, unless I'm mistaken.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, we already traveled 6 hours this day, so.
You got another 12 hours ahead of you.
Yeah, I think all I would say is that after everybody leaves, Moonlight just goes off by themselves into their little copse of trees and is all alone. So, next morning.
Yeah,
Sounds
next
like we're at
morning.
the next morning.
We're hungover, but it's fine. We're ready to just start walking.
All right, so we're traveling, eh?
Yep.
When you wake up in the morning, Jeb, it's hard to breathe. You take 7 points of negative energy damage.
What the fuck?
Is my head still in Ellie's chest?
I mean, this morning?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's up to you.
You know, I'm kind of feeling like this is me personally, headcanon, that this is more of like a really early revolutionary America Southern courtship is how she's going to approach it.
Which means you meet her once, ask her to marry you, and then wait for her family to agree.
But she's like put herself out there to you, and she's waiting for something in return. So that's really it is on you. You don't have to roleplay that. You can just tell me how you want it to go.
Banger.
Bangs. No, you would definitely. You wake up. It's hard to breathe. Turtle would look very concerned, nuzzle up against you, and try to comfort you. It's hard to move, and you're feeling a lot of pain right now.
Like where? Is this like an STD thing, or?
It kind of radiates from your shoulder, like your collarbone area, and it's this hot sensation that spider webs down your chest and your back from that spot.
Did you get bit by like the ghoul and fail to save?
Oh, did I?
That was a long time ago. Who knows?
You have fucking ghoul fever?
What's going on? I checked myself.
Make a heal. Yeah, make a medicine, I'd say.
Yeah, you would make a nature check for yourself. Go ahead.
Oof.
Fuck.
You have absolutely no fucking idea what this is. Jeb rolled the natural one. You're fine. What? It's
Must have just slept on it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, do I see any like wounds? I mean, I can at least see that.
If you pull your nightshirt down a little bit at your shoulder, you see these dark purple like vein going down your chest and around your back, and it all comes up and
immediately
centralizes.
go wake up the nice street lady.
Savotri, there's a knock at your door. Does Jeb knock?
No, not in this instance.
Jeb comes barreling into your
There's
trailer.
purple ooze. Like, I mean, I've got a fucking crazy ass. I come in just my trousers.
Savatri sits up in bed and fucking Ellie is there with her. Jeb!
I haven't
Jeb-
decided if that's canon yet.
No.
Jeb, what are you doing? Get out of my wagon. Get out of my room.
Look at my arm.
Gross. Why would you bring that in here?
What the fuck is it?
Let me get dressed. I'll come take a look at it outside. Just get out of here. Don't drip any ooze in my room.
The professor walks by as Savatri pushes Jeb back out of her trailer. Jebediah, are you okay? You look gaunt, sickly.
Yeah. Look at my fucking shoulder.
Oh, gross! This is disgusting.
Savatri steps out. Okay, Jeb, let me take a look at this.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check. Yup. You remember, back when you were in the crypts, he got bit by a ghoul. That's the same shoulder he got bit on. There's no doubt. This is ghoul fever.
Hell yeah.
How do we get rid of it?
Ghoul fever is a disease, and diseases work on a track.
I need a vaccine.
It happens in stages. Now, the stage 1 of ghoul fever is you're just a carrier and there's no ill effect. That lasts for 1 day. The second stage is you take 2d6 negative damage, and here's the key. You regain half as many hit points from healing. You're going to need to give me a fortitude save at the end of the day.
Can I assist him by doing some type of medicine check? I don't know what a treat disease is.
I was going to say, there is a treat disease action.
Is there?
Yep, you spend at least 8 hours caring for a diseased creature. Attempt a medicine check against the disease's DC. After you attempt to treat a disease for a creature, you can't try again until after the creature's next save against the disease.
I'll treat it today for 8 hours.
The Tower of Eran will have to wait.
I go to town and buy a couple new kegs of ale and make sure all my supplies are up to date.
Savatri, go ahead and make your medicine check. I know we'll talk about what everybody does during these 8 hours, but what'd you get?
18.
18 is going to succeed, which means you're going to give Jeb a +2. Kestrel, you going to buy more ale, it sounds like?
Yeah, I'm going to fill up my kegs and maybe get some trail rations and just anything else, any other adventuring items that I think I might want.
Moonlight?
Moonlight's got nothing to do.
Except for a circus to run.
You got to run a circus.
Well, okay. They start directing people on packing up and sending the professor to get supplies from town and doing all that fun stuff.
As the professor's standing around watching Moonlight give orders to people to pack things up and get things going, and when Moonlight gives him the order to go get supplies, he gives a smile and he looks way too excited about this, and then he trots off.
Why? Because he's happy he's not doing it anymore?
Take it as you will.
He can die in peace now? No.
I can finally die in peace. Nah, that'd be too easy on Savatri. I'm going to find excuses for the professor to come talk to Savatri. I don't know when.
I'll kill him.
Speak of the devil, does Savatri get Myron's old wagon?
Yeah, she already took it.
Oh, not
Yeah,
Savatri. I meant Moonlight.
No, Savatri took that a long time ago.
Yeah, I
I
already
know
took that wagon. It's not his wagon, it's my wagon.
I love how the ringleader of the Circus of Wayward Wonders sleeps under some trees
Yep,
and would have it no other way.
that's what they want.
Then after the 8 hours of treating Jebediah, Jeb, you are going to need to make a fortitude save. It's going to be the +2 circumstance bonus from Savatri.
17.
A 17 saves.
I'm free.
At the end of the day, your stage is reduced by 1, which means you're now back down to stage 1 of Ghoul Fever, which is you're a carrier with no ill effect.
So I gotta bite people?
No, you don't have to. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to.
Savatri, come here. You're going down with me.
At the end of the next day, you'll have to make another fortitude save.
All right. Well, I feel good enough to travel, but
For sure.
keep an eye on me.
Do we have a wagon or something that I can continue to treat him while we travel? Could we borrow a wagon?
Could I
travel?
get just like a dog cart to pull behind Dalwhinnie?
Oh yeah, easy.
That would probably slow us down a lot, but
Well, let's get. I want to get rid of Ghoul Peeper for him.
Well, what's Dalwhinnie's land speed?
The mule
knew
speed
that.
is 30.
Dude, you guys are gonna move faster with Jeb in a cart and mule with 30-foot movement behind it.
Because I'm slow.
Because you only have a 20-foot movement.
you are the slowest person.
It's plains, essentially, rolling plains all the way through. It's not difficult. I'm going to say because of natural, you're not going over not a road, but just plains land. Yeah, it's probably 20 feet for the mule.
Yeah, but it's pulling a cart.
Yeah.
Hurdle will help it.
We'll just do the 20-foot movement, which, I'm going to say it's still a 12-hour travel. If it's going to be more than 12 because of the 20-foot movement, it would go up to 18, I would think.
And it would have done that anyways, because Jeb would have been at 20 no matter what.
So let's go to 18 then, 18-hour travel to get there.
So you're saying it's more than 32 miles away? Because the speed of 20, you can move 16 miles per day. And I believe that's assuming 8 hours a day. Yeah, it's 8 hours a day.
Oh, geez. I was way wrong. Oh, boy, was I wrong. It's about 15 miles.
Oh, so that's 1 day. 1 8-hour day, basically. At 20 feet,
Yeah.
20-foot speed.
Yeah, it's 1 day.
I'd do a medicine check to treat disease.
At the end of the traveling day,
Well, I'm treating him the entire traveling day.
I would assume. Yeah, the 20 is going to succeed once more to give Jebediah a +2. Jeb, why don't you go ahead and give us the stage 1 fortitude save here.
22.
22 saves.
24.
24 doesn't quite critically succeed, but it's okay. Same result either way. You no longer have ghoul fever.
I've done it. Thanks to me and myself. Just kidding, Savatri.
It's the 18th of Calistral, evening Sunday, on the road, on your way to the Tower of Eran. In the back of the cart, as Savatri is tending to Jebediah's gross, purpley, veiny ghoul fever infection, Kestrel leads Dalwhinnie. Moonlight rides the slurk still.
Yep. He
Moonlight
goes 30.
hops along on the slurk. All the while, in the distance, you see the looming presence of the Tower of Eran. And as you get closer, you see that pinprick of light that's orbiting the top of that tower. And as you get closer, you realize that the orbit itself that the orb takes around the tower isn't erratic, but that orb is shaking and waving and circling in awkward ways that would indicate that there's certainly something wrong. As you are going along, and that evening of the first night, the tower is in range. You think that if you take a moment to camp now, you could do one of two things. Attempt to infiltrate or engage the tower in the evening, or you could wait until tomorrow to do it.
I don't think our group's the infiltrator type.
Not really, no.
No, we're the type to convince them we're meant to be there. And then hurt them.
And then let them kill each other. So, yeah, I think we just spend the night, keep ourselves a little distance away so that hopefully if they have a scouting party or something like that, they don't find us. Or have to go no campfire tonight.
I have plenty of trail rations and a 4-person tent for us to stay in if we'd like.
I'll stay in a tent, and I'll actually, fuck rations, I'm gonna go hunt.
Whoa.
Ooh, subsist?
Maybe not hunt, but forage.
Yeah,
Is that what it's
subsist.
called? Forage.
Is it called forage? I have subsist here.
Yeah, subsist. Now, if you
You're right.
critically succeed at your survival check to subsist, you can feed twice as many additional creatures.
Go ahead. Let's make a survival check. That's what you do this night.
22.
22. Yeah, it is a critical success for the area. You are able to gather enough food to feed those in the party that eat physically.
I shove some berries down Moonlight's orifices.
I grab some glue and I grab some string and I tie the berries to Moonlight's branches Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work, right? You have berries.
That's
now.
how you eat it. I feel like Moonlight's got to be just a little offended, right?
Yeah, I'm not letting you tie berries to me.
I don't do that. Sorry.
Don't tie berries to me. Then, if you guys end up going through the night, do you take any other particular actions that evening? Anything you want to do in regards to the camp?
Yes, there is something I want to do.
Okay.
I would like, if there's enough light, to maybe try and scout out a little bit this place.
Okay.
I know that Harlock mentioned something about like a way to get up on the outside, or you might have to go inside. I just want to take a look at it, see what I can see if I can see any enemies.
You're going to get close enough to the tower?
Well, then let me clarify.
I would say you're still
clarify for
probably
me.
a good mile out, because you wanted to stay far enough back to avoid scouting parties if you could.
Well, I mean, I guess a mile isn't that bad.
In reality, not really.
Yeah, I mean, an athletic person or acrobat, I mean,
Yeah.
you should be able to make out a mile in 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. Okay, yes, I will go do that.
Okay.
Maybe
go
a little
ahead.
longer if you're trying to be stealthy.
Right, trying to be stealthy, yeah.
So we say Kestrel takes an hour scout
Yeah, let's
mission here.
Yes,
Then give me first a perception check, because you have low light vision, correct?
I do. I only get a 14 on that perception check.
You don't see anything that seems out of place on your way up to the tower. As you get closer to the tower, give me a stealth check.
14. Roll very poorly on those things.
As you are approaching the tower, you have a couple different places. From the direction that you're coming from, you see probably about 40 feet up from ground level, a steep set of stairs that goes up to a balcony. Give me a perception check if you don't mind.
Of course. 18.
You see two hunched over, winged silhouettes seem to be standing totally still.
Gargoyles or something.
As you begin to approach, you hear the sound of rock crackling on rock. And one of the gargoyles stands up, starts looking in your direction. What do you do?
I would attempt to find cover and hide again if necessary, or if I can.
Okay, go ahead and give me another stealth check.
27.
And you find a solid stone and a bush outcropping that you can hide behind. And you dive for it silently. You don't make any noise as you get into the bushes. You see the gargoyle looking around for another couple of minutes, and he even maybe gets up and starts flying around the area as well. But he doesn't come for you.
right.
And after a couple of minutes, he goes back to the balcony and resumes his post.
All right. Do I see just like a ground floor entrance, or is that stairway the only thing?
You could circle around the entire tower. It's a big tower. It would take you a little bit of time, not too long. But it does look like that's the only entrance.
Okay. And it's guarded by two gargoyles who are watching over it. We'll probably swoop down and attack us as we approach. Okay. I will stealthily make my way back to camp.
Okay. On your way back, go ahead and give me a perception check.
16.
You see on the ground, this close to the tower, a lot of strange footprints. They're not human or humanoid footprints. They're like almost big circles with little triangles, like 3 little triangles at one end of it and 1 little triangle at the back end of it. Footprint, it's hard to say exactly. Give me a survival check. Or nature, whichever you prefer.
How about, well, okay, I'll give you a survival check, and then I've got an idea. 18?
You can't really say exactly what creature a footprint like this might come from, but it's deep. You think whatever it is probably pretty heavy, and it must be a lizard, some sort of like reptile of some kind. They kind of cross back and forth through the grounds here. You can see tracks and trails of that.
As
all
though
over the
they're
place.
on a patrol.
Yes, exactly, as if they were patrolling.
I will continue back to camp and inform my compatriots of what I have seen.
And?
That's it. Then I'll go to bed.
Oh, okay.
That could be the Zolgoths, correct? Aren't they lizard people? Aren't Zolgoths troglodytes?
It might be.
Yes. Harlock did say that they are more commonly known as troglodytes. But Harlock knows that they're called Zolgoths. But yes, they're troglodytes. Does anybody want to recall knowledge?
Yes, I do that.
You can make a nature check. I get a 20 to recall knowledge on what they were.
Okay.
28.
Society, anybody? Technically, this is a society check. I'll take your nature, but the DC's higher. But this is technically a
28.
society check. Jeb, you know the most, aside from what Harlock told you. The only thing you really know about troglodytes, Zolgoths, are they have lizard-like traits. They're bipedal. They have a long tail. But their most prominent feature is the awful smell that is immediately associated with troglodytes.
They stanky.
They are the stinkiest. Anything you guys want to do before we go into the next day?
Not one
No.
bit.
No, I don't think so.
I wake up. You're all ghouls.
Jeb bites every one of us in our sleep.
Turns out
Zavatri enjoys it.
you have a mile or so to travel before you get to the tower itself.
Keep your eyes peeled for a patrol.
I want everybody to give me what exploration activities they're going to use on the way to the tower.
Yeah, I'll scout.
Okay, Kestrel scouts.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot we need to do. I mean, if we already know where we're going, we don't need to use track. I guess we could track those prints, but it's really just going to be a patrol, so... Unless we want to try to track the patrol and take the patrol out before we get to the tower, we could maybe try to do that.
I mean, that's an idea.
So it sounds like we've got a scout.
Is there any survival thing? It's probably not if we're trying to like advance.
I'll search for concealed hazards.
Okay.
as we go.
Spencer, you've got survival. You could do cover tracks,
Ooh, hell yeah. Cover them tracks.
so that nobody knows what we're doing, or that we
Okay.
were there. Which leaves me to kind of not have anything to do.
So I'm going to go with first the cover tracks from Jebediah. We don't need to make you roll anything. If anything is rolling against you, they're going to be going against your survival DC, which is 10 plus your survival check.
Good luck, kids.
What's that DC for posterity?
It's 20.
20. Savatri's search.
Seek.
Seek is just a basic action.
That's what I'm saying. I just make a seek action.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead and make a seek check.
22.
Okay. You find the remnants of some animal snares. Some snares may be designed to catch just wild prey in the area. Definitely the presence of hunters, carnivorous hunters in the area. And as you guys are all going along, Kestrel, you're scouting ahead.
Yes.
You hear some scratchy voices speaking in a language that you don't understand in the distance. Almost like a casual conversation you're hearing, but it's getting closer.
Have you heard of the new T-16? That's what I think of whenever enemies are having casual conversation.
Star Wars reference.
What do? You don't have sight of them. You think if you waited a moment before you went back to alert the party, you might be able to get sight of them, but you'd have to wait where you're at.
What would I need to do to make sure that we get the benefit of the scout thing where we get a +1 circumstance bonus to initiative rolls?
I would say regardless of what you do, whatever choice you make, you'll still get that bonus to initiative, but the circumstance of how we'll enter combat will vary.
I make
based
the
on what you do.
predetermined signal that when I spot an enemy,
Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Kestrel, you find a spot just aside a little pond where there's a overturned log that you kind of take shelter behind here. And you see approaching 5 humanoid creatures. I'm going to go ahead and share a couple images with the party here. You see one creature who looks like this.
looks like a troglodyte.
Exactly like a troglodyte. humanoid body, 2 legs, but at the bottom of those legs are hind legs of a lizard.
Its face and neck look just like the fucking eels from Little Mermaid.
Holy shit, you're right.
Yes, princess.
Oh, now I have to adjust my Zolgath voice. Done.
The queen would like to see you.
You see one of those, and this one looks as though he's kind of walking straighter, taller, and with more authority than the others. But that's not to say that the others don't look ferocious in their own right.
Oh, it looks like it's foaming at the mouth. Like, oh,
really
you know what? Ed from Lion King, the dumb.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah! It does kind of look like Ed.
Somebody was watching Disney movies when they made this art.
Oh, absolutely. So what, we've got the eels from the Little Mermaid.
Flotsam and Jetsam and Ed.
And then Ed. 4 Eds and Flotsam. But one of the Eds is carrying an ox, a slaughtered dead ox, behind it. And they're walking across this field, coming up to the pond that Kestrel's is taken cover behind a fallen tree. And as the 5 troglodytes, the Zolgaths, approach, talking nonchalantly with each other, again in a language that Kestrel doesn't understand, what do you do?
But yeah, I give the caw to let them know that there's enemies approaching. I should move in to try and flank them. I should make stealth checks. Are they heading my way?
Yes.
Can I do that? Can I try and make a stealth check to like try and pincer maneuver them or whatever?
I'd be happy for you to make that stealth check.
I am going to. But how far back is my team?
We're going to say probably 100 yards.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that because there's no way I want to get caught and like have them start attacking me.
Okay.
100 yards?
Maybe I'll just hide and let them pass me.
Well, maybe.
And then come up behind them.
I don't think we'd
Maybe-
be that far away.
I was going to say, maybe I should ask how far would Kestrel be ahead of the party while scouting?
I was thinking like 25 feet, 30 feet.
20, 30 feet.
He's not going to be that far in front of me. I don't know where you came up with 100 yards.
Well, I always think that a scout doesn't stay within 30 feet of...
I mean, it depends on what you're talking about.
I mean, I'm looking for
Yeah.
I'm looking for traps and like alarm systems and shit.
So, how far, Kestrel?
30 feet.
30 feet ahead?
Yes.
So then you give everybody motion to stop or take cover or something?
Yes. There are enemies approaching.
Okay, then go ahead and give me your action as they are approaching.
I want to hide. I think what I want to do is let them pass me so I can then come up behind them as we engage.
Okay, where would you want to hide?
Where I am is probably pretty good. Can I get inside this log that I'm behind?
I don't know if it's big enough for you to get inside of it, no.
Would
I mean,
there be
there's-
something that I could hide behind? I mean, I could go to the rock, and as they pass, I like move over to the other side of the rock.
There's trees that you could hide behind in the area. There's that set of bushes just to the northeast of this little pond here.
Yeah, the bushes. I can move to the bushes and hide in there as they pass me by. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
I look over at Moonlight and ask, you think we can talk our way out of this one?
It wouldn't hurt to try. I mean,
Maybe Jed should... You think
Us
Jed should
being-
hide or stick with us?
us being stealthy doesn't really benefit like you and I very much. But yeah, if Jeb wanted to hide, Jeb could
Well,
hide and
Are we going to diplomatize or are we going to intimidate? Because Jeb being with us might help for intimidating. But if we're going to diplomatize, maybe it's better if it's just me and you.
I would think intimidate for these types of creatures would probably be better.
I'm
Then
intimidated.
maybe we want to keep Jeb with us then.
I'll dismount and leave the slurk behind in the brush and trees.
We should walk up over here so that Kestrel can loop around and flank them if they engage us.
When you say over here, you mean just to the other side of the pond?
Yeah, because Kestrel's up to like the northeast of the pond. I'm thinking we go like the southwest so he can loop around.
So there's definitely still some trees that are between you and the Zolgaths, and they're getting closer.
Jeb, you want to stand in front?
Heck yeah, dude. They're moving up. I'm moving right there.
I'll stand behind them a little bit.
With Cad in tow.
Like, the way they're moving, do they look like a patrol, or?
I mean, they're kind of casually dragging this ox behind them.
Oh, so maybe they were a hunting party bringing food back.
But they're to
You
the
guys-
north of us.
They're to the north of you, and you're coming north from more south.
I don't know, I kind of feel like Moonlight should just, like, step out from behind a tree and demand to know what they're doing or something.
Act like you're some kind of tree spirit of the forest.
Yeah, there we go.
So who kind of steps out first? First
I think
it
it-
sounded like Jeb was, now it sounds
Yeah.
like Moonlight
I
is.
think in order to get them confused, the jump out should be Moonlight, and I should be talking to them immediately, or more specifically, probably yelling at them immediately.
Okay. Show me where on the map Moonlight would move up to get in that spot. And everybody else in the party is taking post behind trees and bushes.
I mean, I feel like I'd have to probably like walk out from behind this bush.
Turtles, is this water clean? What's this water look like?
Yeah, it looks like clean water.
Turtle's gonna get some water. Maybe they'll be like, ooh, another animal we can hunt. But nah, dude.
In order for them to see me, I'll probably head closer to the water. So I'm almost directly south of them.
Yeah, they're just to the north of the pond, passing by. And Moonlight, you get out.
And I'll just, I'll say them like, "Who are you to pass through my woods?"
They all stop suddenly. And the one that looks maybe a little more live than the other, these dual-wielding daggers, kind of strides forward and...
Oh.
You can't tell me that they only speak one language. Why can I
Language
not-
barrier.
Well, then guess
Nobody
what?
understands this.
Guess what I do?
What?
I glare at him intimidatingly.
Oh, shit, that's right! And you can get 4 of them, too.
In one action.
Okay, all right. I know you're doing the intimidating glare, but bring me in on the scene.
So, yeah, I mean, it starts speaking some language I don't know, and I assume that it did not understand me. So I'm switching tactics, and I'm literally just glaring at it, like, as angrily as I can to, like, show it that I'm mad with it and that it shouldn't be here.
Go ahead and give me that intimidate check.
That is not great. But I think I'll stick with it. I'm going to get a 20 to intimidate, and because it's intimidating glare, they don't get a +4 because of the language, of not sharing a language.
So, 2 things here. You say 20 like it's not the greatest, but
Well, I mean, I rolled an 8, so
with
the 8
all of
is
your
not
pluses,
the greatest.
The 8's not the greatest, but with all your pluses, this is still pretty damn solid. Unbeknownst to Moonlight, Jeb, you see this, Savatri, you see this, Kestrel, you see this, all from the cover of where you're at right now. But this big looming aura of black starts undulating around Moonlight and getting bigger. And with every word Moonlight says, pulsates out and gets bigger and starts getting little fractal tendrils that start crackling out from it. The Zolgath, the lithe Zolgath that stepped up before, takes a couple of steps back and looks really startled. Waves his daggers forward in a charging motion. And we're going to enter initiative.
Are these guys about to get their Zolgath asses kicked, or are we about to make like a Moonlight and Leaf? Find out next week as we continue the Extinction Curse. We here at MNmaxed want to thank you, our friends and fellow adventurers, for joining us. If you'd like more information about MNmaxed, please visit our website, MNmaxed.com, join our Discord, and come hang out with us and other great adventurers. And if you'd like to support us, check out our Patreon. We would really appreciate it. We'll see you again next week, and until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.